Welcome back to the ongoing shed build. In the last video, if you've seen it, I've done the cladding on the outside. I just need to now touch up, or rather finish off the window and door frames. So to do that, I've got some nice plain square edge redwood that's just the right width for most of the part, and I'm going to build that. I need to cut that in, I need to mitre that and get that laid down into to this gap. So there's the main door aperture and the two windows, so that just needs pulling together. Now unfortunately I don't have a decent mitre saw, so I'm having to mitre everything in the corners with my circular saw, which is doing a pretty reasonable job, in fairness. I'm not the most accurate with it, but with a little bit of silicone in the joints, it should look quite nice. Bought a electric paint sprayer from Amazon for about 50 or 60 quid, which I thought should give a slightly nicer finish to the window reliefs than painting by brush. Found once I'd got the hang of using it and its kind of idiosyncrasies, it produced a pretty good finish and dried quite smoothly. I chose some paint that was as close to the trim colour as possible. In this case it's some heavy duty fence paint, which it came out quite nice. However, as you'll see later on in the video, as it's been left exposed to the weather, the horizontal pieces where small amounts of water have pooled over the last couple of months, it's started to flake away. At least the vast majority of those bits are going to be covered by the sill of the door and the sills of the window, so it's not a particular issue. It's just going to need some touching up on the inside. When I was doing the cladding, I ummed and ahed over whether to run the cladding into the window apertures for a sort of seamless look on the exterior, but I thought it might be nice to have a little bit more touch of colour that matched the actual frames of the windows themselves by using the grey. So there's been a bit of a delay on the project, which has mainly been imposed by preparation for and the training of the newest apprentice who arrived a few weeks ago. Obviously once he's up to speed on shed building practices, then we'll be back to it hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Perhaps as expected, the young lad isn't quite ready yet to help me out with building the shed. He's got far more important things on his schedule. So I've enlisted the professional help of a good pal of mine who's a window fitter, who's done essentially all the hard work on fitting the windows. It was becoming fairly critical with the weather over Christmas to get the windows in to minimise any damage to the interior. So first of all is marking out the sills to cut them down so they can sit slightly proud of the frame. Those sills are then screwed into the structure of the window aperture in order that the window be mounted on, the window frame be mounted on top of that. The window frame screwed down into the sill before being levelled and screwed in all around. Unfortunately, my camera had a bit of a meltdown, so I didn't capture the glass going into the frame and the way that that's positioned. But as you can see here, Clarky's putting the beading on to secure the pane in to the frame itself. It's a very similar process for the bifold doors. These particular doors I got from a company called Conservatory Solutions Limited, CSL, in the West Yorkshire area. Did a great deal. They're really solid and they mount essentially in the same way as the windows, with the sill going down first, then the extremely heavy and solid frames being mounted onto the sill, attached to the bottom, levelled, and that's attached on all round through numerous screw points in the frame. Absolutely imperative obviously that that's level and straight, there's no warping, any of that kind of thing that would impact the operation of the doors as time goes on. Now I came quite close to throwing my camera out through one of these brand new panes of glass, because it's at this point that my camera threw a huge tantrum and I missed some of the key points of installing these bifold doors, quite frustratingly. I would recommend if you're going to do this yourself, absolutely do some research, in particular toe and heeling the glass into the frames if you want a fit that's going to be stable and last. Now, because of the way the attention to detail that Clarky has put into fitting this door, it's absolutely perfectly smooth. It doesn't roll back to one side or another, and really easy to open. So that's that for now. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks or so we'll start getting the electrics running there. So the next step will be, once we've run electrics actually out to the shed to do the initial fit, and then it's going to be get the floor in and start insulating the walls, and then we'll get a little bit closer to completion. So hopefully have another video for you before the end of the year. Thanks for watching.